You know, it wouldn't be another day on the internet without seeing something like this. Oh my god. What? Really? Really? Mary Poppins is a sociopath now. I mean, she was kind of strict and magical and whimsical. Oh boy, fine. What do you have to say? Who is this? Jessica Mason. This one slipped through the cracks, but I'm glad I found this now. I had to talk about this one. All right, she writes, as the parent of a toddler who watches Mary Poppins at least once a week, there are a few things I know. One, the 1964 Mary Poppins film is indeed practically perfect in every way. And two, Mary Poppins herself is not a nice person. Really? Okay. Now, it's debatable whether Mary Poppins is a person at all. She could be some ancient eldritch being set to sprite chaos among and madness among mortals. She might be an angel or a time lord. Is this supposed to be angel, or is this supposed to be like a mythical thing that I'm not too? So Dungeons and Dragons isn't my strong point, and fantasy might not be my strength. If that's something, I apologize. It's also like 2 in the morning, so. What's clear is that Mary Poppins is a manipulative, lying, gaslighting jerk. Watch your language, it's Mary Poppins. It's highly possible you haven't realized this if you haven't, like me, seen Mary Poppins 87 times in the span of 14 months, but trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Did you... I don't know if I trust somebody who doesn't know they don't have to watch Mary Poppins 87 times in 14 months. You don't have to do that. There are other options, you know. If you're watching this with your toddler, you don't have to have your toddler be babysat by Mary Poppins in front of the TV. Just because she's a nanny, that doesn't mean she's your nanny. Two, you could like take your kid, you know, pluck him outside from in front of the TV, you know. Here, pretend this is your kid. You can take him and walk him to the park to get some fresh air and some sunshine. Don't let your kid watch Mary Poppins 87 times. It's a good movie, it's a fine movie, but do something else. Do activities, finger paint. You know, watch other movies. There's millions of other movies out there. Get your spoons full of sugar ready. It's time for some medicine. I like mine better. My jokes are funnier. Mary Poppins' modus operandi. Poperandi? I need a soundboard with crickets chirping, and I need that. Is that she makes the most peculiar things start to happen around her and then acts like they aren't happening. She uses that confusion and consternation to do whatever she wants and to steamroll everyone around her into her idea of correct behavior. She forces her way into a job and then makes poor Mr. Banks think he's going nuts. She does blatant magic in front of Jane and Michael, and then acts like they're delusional and rude for mentioning it. Or worse, was she just joking with him? Is that her just being like, oh, that was nothing? I don't remember the exact line. I don't remember her being like just rude. That's kind of her sense of humor. Or worse, that it's a tiresome distraction for whatever errand they're on. It's highly ironic that the sequel, which we'll get to, believe me, has a lamplighter as a main character because this is classic gaslighting. I don't think she knows what that word means. I don't know. Oh, we're going after Mary Poppins, huh? Oh, no. Mary doesn't inspire imagination or creativity. She inspires paranoia, mania, and self-doubt. She's the worst kind of adult, one whose actions are directly contradictory to their words and supposed beliefs. And the poor Banks family is lucky they had a real hero around to bring them some joy and help them learn important lessons. That's right, Bert. Despite Dick Van Dyke's less than great Cockney accent, this jack of all trades is the true heart of Mary Poppins. He can't be, though. He's a white male. You're not allowed to like them. That's against the rules this week or something. He's honest with the kids. He's fun. He's hardworking and innovative. And most importantly, he's there to dispense some candid good advice to the Banks family when they need it. Yeah, he's also there as like the counterweight to Mary Poppins' kind of insanity. She's like that for a reason. So you can have a character like Bert play off of her. It's called storytelling. You might want to look into it if you're, writing stories for the Mary Sue. When Jane and Michael are upset with their father, who's there to explain to them that Banks is a slave to the capitalist system? Bert. Maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe children shouldn't be burdened with problems of adults. Maybe they shouldn't know. Maybe they should be in whimsical land. Maybe Bert's actually the bad guy. Did you ever think of that? When Mr. Banks is at his lowest, he needs reminding that his family, where the real riches come from. Who's there to sing to his heart? Bert. But does this hero of the or oh my god, I can't even see, get any credit? No, Mr. Banks quits his job singing a song he wasn't even on screen to hear, and gives Poppins all the credit. That's a musical. It's whimsical. If you're really gonna get down to it, where does everybody else know all the words to the songs too? Anytime, how do they know all the dance moves? They've never done the dance before. How it's a musical. That's how they are. That's how they work. It's no wonder the family doesn't even say goodbye to their nanny at the end. They'll have a happier and much less abusive time without her. Oh, now you're calling Mary Poppins abusive? What? Did she? I don't. Oh, bitch, please. Now, all of this isn't to say that Mary doesn't have her charms. I used to buy into the story that Julie Andrews won the Oscar for Mary Poppins as a consolation prize to being denied the chance to repeat the role she created on Broadway in the film version of My Fair Lady in favor of Audrey Hepburn. I thought that she turned it down because she was doing Sound of Music and Mary Poppins, or both of them. I thought it was one or the other. But really, it was through a feat of acting and charm that Andrews made Poppins likable at all, when she's really a terrifying creature bent on sowing discord and doubt among all she encounters. She's not that bad. Andrews also had the help of some of the greatest Disney songs of all time, including Walt Disney's and my daughter's personal favorite, Feed the Birds. It's a perfect piece of music, and its theme, to pay attention to the little wonders, the things that aren't magical at all, is the best message of the film. It's the nicest and least heartless thing Mary Poppins shares with the children. You may not have thought of it this way, but since I get to sing the song every single night, I've had some time to meditate on it. You don't have to if you don't like it so much. Since my child is, to put it mildly, obsessed with Poppins, you can buy them other things. It was a logical choice for us to make Mary Poppins Returns her first movie in the theater. She spent her entire 12 minutes of previews, dear God, why, asking, where's Mary Poppins? And I spent it hoping that this new outing would make Mary herself a little kinder and a little less prone to convincing people they've gone insane. While my kid deeply enjoyed it, anytime people were singing, except for Meryl Streep, which she found as baffling a cameo as I did. Your kid doesn't know what cameos are. I was a bit disappointed. This version of Mary was explicit in hyping up the joys of the imagination, yet was still adamant that the extraordinary things she did and the people she saw were just ordinary or didn't matter. Many children's movies walk the fine line between making it explicit that all the magic is in the minds of the characters, or that it's real. Both Mary Poppins films have tried to have it both ways, to the psychological detriment of the Banks family and their friends. I think they're okay. I think you're reading too much into it. It's Mary Poppins. At least the original Mary took her charges on age-appropriate outings, while Emily Blunt's version takes them to a body burlesque hall where she gets caught up singing with Lin-Manuel Miranda, which understandable that she lose track of the children in a magical dreamscape she created, and they end up in mortal peril. For all her faults, Andrew's Mary Poppins was a semi-competent caretaker, while Blunt's lets them wander off every other what? Lets them wander off every other day, every other moment, every other scene. Proofread your articles. No wonder I'm stumbling on this. Neither Mary acts at all emotionally invested in these kids, so it's understandable. Well, why would she be that emotionally invested? She's never going to see the kids again, probably. You don't want to take a job where you're just going to miss every child you take care of. See, I always kind of interpreted Mary Poppins as this kind of witch sort of character that comes in, fixes stuff when she's needed, and then goes off to the next family where she's needed. The problem with Mary Poppins Returns as a movie is that it attempts to ape the original in all the wrong ways, while adding some of the worst Disney tropes. A dead mother, a useless love story, a powerful man saves everyone. It's nearly a beat-by-beat retread of the 1964 film structure, down to a disaster at a bank, followed by a dance number from the charming working fellows of a bygone era. Mary Poppins herself is still haughty and almost cruel, but this time, instead of Julie Andrews' soprano charms elevating her to her mischievous diva, we're left with blunt singing alto, trying to bring to life a character who might not even be human and has no clear personality beyond her own smug, practical perfection. So, you just wanted to do a movie review of the second movie after being disappointed. The greatest Disney asset had in their arsenal for this film was the original score, and it's squandered. While we hear a few bars of familiar tunes, we never get a reprise of any of the iconic songs. And instead, we're saddled with derivative, repetitive numbers that sag under the weight of trying too hard. Again, the highlight of the film is the working-class sidekick, and Miranda does a great job with the character that's about as poorly sketched as Poppins. But having such a genius in the movie, it still feels like a wasted opportunity. The original Mary Poppins, turns out, remains a wonder of a movie because it caught lightning in a bottle. Perfect music, perfect cast, a deft touch that made a character who isn't really a very nice person into an iconic heroine. Even though Mary is a tool, I don't mind watching it over and over and over because it's bursting with sincere joy and lightness. You just said she was a sociopath, though. Way to spin an article. Mary Poppins Returns feels like a pale copy that had all the elements but none of that spark. Even so, I'm sure I'll be watching it again and again and again. Okay, so she's just trying to spin this to make it to be in this Mary Sue thing, just to say I was a little disappointed in Mary Poppins. I don't think she's a sociopath. I just hate it when they go and have to attack old characters because it gets them attention. And I'm guilty of it too by giving them attention to their stupid website. What do you guys think? Do you think Mary Poppins was a sociopath? I don't think she was that bad. I think she had her moments of being a little smug. She was a little arrogant. But she kind of reminded me a little bit of a nice version of Gordon Ramsay. You know, somebody who demands a certain quality to her life and somebody who is very professional and very good at what she does. I don't have a problem with her. I'm so tired of these people who have problems with these classic characters and go out of their way to defame them because why? You're not even trying to make the new one better. A lot of the times they try and say, oh, the old one's crap, the new one's better. And this didn't even do that. It's like it failed at being an SJW piece of crap article. Oh, what do you guys think? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. I am Mecha Random 42. Go check out my Orville reviews. We're going to be covering Star Trek Discovery soon, probably Captain Marvel, all the goodies. And I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye! Thanks for watching! If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!